Hello everyone, this is Captain Frugal Point of View. If you have an Android phone or an iPhone that you might be trying to get some better audio from your video recordings as well as not have to deal with all the wires all over the place, well, this product here may just be the one for you. Today I'm going to be reviewing the 7 Rhymes RimoMic Lite. Well, here we are, guys. The 7 Rhymes RimoMic Lite. Now, just so you know, I want to make sure this is everything up front. The company did send this to me for review, but my thoughts are my own. I don't have to get the video approved by anybody or run it by them at all. They noticed that I review a lot of microphones and wanted to know my thoughts on this. So once again, they have no impact, but I wanted to make sure that's up front and 100% everybody knows how I got this. So with that said, let's tear into it and see what you get from the box. Alright guys, so this is the kit here. This is what you get. You get an instruction manual with it. You're going to get a carrying pouch for it. It should be all you need to do because it's a lightweight, small device. Don't need anything super special there. This is going to be the receiver that you get with the device there. This actually plugs in via USB-C. Great to have that. Has a headphone jack there. And there's your pairing button. Now the cool thing about this is it charges just by being plugged into the system. When I mean charge, it runs off its power. So you don't need to actually charge it, charge up a battery or anything. It runs completely off the power of the device, so you don't have to worry about that. This is your receiver. Now this one is going to be charged by USB-C, and they do include that cable, so that's wonderful. There's your mute button in case you want to mute, as well as a volume button. And here's the mic. Here's the mic clip. Now the mic here, this is a cool concept here because it works on top. We're going to take the dead cat that comes with it, and all you have to do is slide it over top, and then you've got your windscreen there. So we'll have to test and see how good that works, but that's a nice, easy take on, put back on, easy to use method for that. Alright guys, now that we've looked and seen what this comes with, let's actually do an audio test. Alright, next what I have here is, you see I have Reaper installed and uploaded. The goal of this is to show you the sound wave so you can see how it records the audio, because sometimes people tend to miss that and see how hot a mic records, if it's really going overboard or not. As you see here, the waveform is pretty nice. So what I did is I took the mic audio right from the lapel, put it into Reaper, and I want to do some talking so you see the waveform and how it sounds. Once again, nothing has been changed. Now that I'm in a nice quiet room, this is what the microphone sounds like. I have it set up a few inches from my mouth like it's supposed to be, where you're supposed to normally put a lapel mic, just so you know. You don't talk directly into it. Like right now I'm looking down, talking directly into it to load it up a little bit more. Now I'm talking like you normally would with your head up. Let's talk about just a couple plosives. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Now let's see what happens if we get a little loud. Now let's see what happens if we get a little loud. We want to see if it handles that well or if it gets nasty. The sound waves you see here right now that are going on are being ran through Reaper, so you can see the sound wave itself. No adjustments have been made to this, so you're hearing the quality of the mic. Well, there you guys have it with the sound test of the microphone. Overall, this can be used for a smartphone or a computer. Just remember, you have to have a USB-C input in order to use it. Now let's talk about some of the pros and cons of this item. First of all, they say that the battery lasts around 3 hours. I could not get the battery to last 3 hours, just so you know. Though I do say I got a long enough last out of it. I'd say it was close to around 2 hours, maybe a few minutes over 2 hours. I ran it dead 3 different times. Now, with that said, I really found it an interesting design. Easy to use. I love how you can take the dead cat on and off without any issues, really quick, and get the most bang for your buck if you're setting up something quick and on the go. Now, some of the positives here, well, design is very small, and I like that. It's very easy to carry around. I can throw it in a little pouch, throw it in my bag, and I'm ready to go and record remotely no matter where I'm at. The receiver also does not need a battery attachment. I love that because it's powered right on the phone itself or the computer, whatever you're plugging in. too. It uses that as your power supply, and I really like that because if you're like me, you tend to forget to plug things in and charge it ahead of time. Then you go to use it and you're like, oh, I better get this footage right the first time or I'm doomed. Now, I will say the dead cat as well does help reduce wind noise. Unfortunately, I didn't have much wind around here to really give it a harsh wind test. It was very light wind, and I didn't notice any of the wind coming through. So I know it works at least with a light wind. If you tried it with a heavy wind, please let me know down below in the comments. Now, if you're like me and you like to record around different places, one of the things I have an issue with is sometimes signal issue with wireless devices. And I will say with this one, I tested it at 20 feet away, which is about the maximum I usually ever do, and I had no signal loss issues at all. It worked great for me every single test that I did. No significant drops ever, no issues, and that made me very, very happy. Now, there is some negatives of this item that we have to talk about. It wouldn't be fair to just shower on the positives. One is the build quality. It's a light plastic, and I think it could be a little bit more sturdy. Now, I tend to take good care of my stuff, but if you're one of those people that just go and throw it in your bag, I can't see it maybe lasting a super long time. But if you put it in your bag and set it in and take care of it, I don't see any problems. But once again, treat it well. Like anything. I never understood people that don't treat their things good, but I don't know how much hits this thing could take. It's a decent plastic, but it's not a really hard, solid plastic. Another one is if you heard and paid attention to the wave formats that I put up here, the sound quality is okay. It's passable, but you can definitely tell it's a lapel type of mic as opposed to the audio I'm using right here, right now. It just has that quality. Now with a little EQ work and some tweaking, you can make it sound really good. But as you heard, I wanted to give you the raw audio. You heard directly how it sounds that way. It's maybe a little crispy, a little too crisp on the high end. Could use a little bit more work there, but that's not uncommon for lapel mics. So if you know how to EQ them out pretty good, you shouldn't have any problem. But that's probably the biggest thing I would tell people is don't expect to be able to pop it right into your video and put it up online right away without tweaking the audio quality just a little bit. So overall, in my opinion, this is not a bad product. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't probably going to be my go-to run-to mic all the time, but if I need one and I don't want to be hampered by wires and things, which does happen, like if I'm going places and interviewing people, talking to people, and there's traffic going around, I'm not going to go with wires all over the place. I'm going to go with wireless, and especially if I don't want to be carrying around heavier mics and all that and playing the hold it in front of them, hold it in front of me game. I just want to talk and keep it easy. This is a pretty good way to go. The sound is good enough. It picks up well enough. As I said, the sound might be a little bit muffled, you're going to find, but if you turn the gain down on there and roll it off at the highs, it's going to be pretty good. For the price point, it's a pretty cool device. Once again, though, don't expect to be going and being 4 or 5 hours in the field using this. I would recommend being prepared around 2 hours, and then you're going to need a break and charge this thing. So pretty good deal overall. I don't think it'd be a bad idea to check it out if this is something that you're looking for. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you don't mind, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It really does help the channel. If you got one of these, leave your comments below. What are your experiences with it? If it's something you're interested in too, let me know. Once again, there's not going to be any special affiliate links or anything in the bottom. I don't get paid for doing this. The only thing I got is they sent this to me asking me if I'd be willing to review it. I said yes, I would, as long as my opinions are my own. And they didn't watch the video ahead of time or anything. 100% my view. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep it frugal.